In the year 2045, a world gripped by energy crises, overpopulation, and environmental decay, making life increasingly difficult for the average person. Many live in poverty, including our main character, Wade Watts. Wade resides in the Stacks, a rundown neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio, filled with towering stacks of trailer homes piled on top of each other. Orphaned, Wade lives with his aunt and her boyfriend, but even here, he feels he has no real place in the physical world. To escape the harsh reality of his life, Wade, like most people, immerses himself in a vast virtual universe called the Oasis. Created by visionary developers James Halliday and Ogden Morrow, the Oasis is a place where anyone can be anything. In this digital playground, players can explore countless worlds, play games, socialize, and even work, earning currency that can be exchanged for real money. Every aspect of daily life has shifted into this digital landscape, where the possibilities are as limitless as the imagination. In the Oasis, Wade goes by the avatar name Parzival. He's a dedicated Gunter, or egg hunter, joining millions of others in the search for a hidden Easter egg left behind by the Oasis's creator, James Halliday. To find the ultimate prize, players must hunt down 3 secret keys hidden throughout the game. Halliday's final message to the world announced that whoever finds all 3 keys will inherit full control of the Oasis and gain access to his massive fortune. Years of searching finally reveal that the first key lies within a chaotic in-game race. Yet after 5 years, no one has been able to complete this race. Not even the IOI, a powerhouse tech corporation with ambitions to take over the Oasis. The IOI has deployed countless employees to crack the game's puzzles and solve the mystery left behind by Halliday. The company is led by the power-hungry Nolan Sorrento, who is determined to claim the prize. Back in the game, Wade believes he's found an edge. After immersing himself in every detail of Halliday's life, Wade understands that the path to winning the race may not lie in raw speed or power alone, but in thinking outside the box, much like Halliday did.
I think it's Artemis!
Wade maneuvers through the race's wild obstacles with skill, having memorized the track over years of practice. IOI's players fall one after another, unable to match his agility. In the midst of this heart-pounding race, Wade crosses paths with Artemis, a sharp and mysterious avatar who's also hunting for the key. A seasoned Gunter, Artemis has her own goal of defeating IOI. As they approach the treacherous track section guarded by a towering King Kong, Wade realizes the danger ahead. Thinking quickly, he saves Artemis, ensuring she doesn't crash and lose her progress and currency in the game. Wade and Artemis develop a competitive relationship, but there's an undeniable spark between them. When Artemis's bike breaks down during one of their adventures, Wade takes her to Ek, his best friend, who has the skills to repair it. As they start working together, Wade is impressed by Artemis's deep knowledge of Halliday's life and the 80s pop culture that inspired him. It's clear they both share a passion for the Oasis and the secrets hidden within it, leading to a strong friendship. After yet another failed attempt at the race, Wade returns home to the Stacks, where he lives with his Aunt Alice and her boyfriend Rick. The moment Wade walks in, Rick confronts him, upset about a recent loss in a deathmatch game. He blames Wade, accusing him of giving him a cheap glove, even though the loss was Rick's fault. Alice is furious to discover that Rick has blown all their savings on in-game weapon upgrades, which were supposed to go toward paying their rent for the year. In his frustration, Rick lashes out at Wade, leaving him to bear the brunt of the tension. That night, Wade lies awake, disheartened by his home life and fed up with his aunt and her boyfriend. Driven by frustration and his ongoing obsession with Halliday's mystery, Wade decides to pour even more time into studying Halliday's digital archives, which he frequently visits. This archive is a vast library of Halliday's memories, captured in videos and recordings. One recording in particular catches Wade's attention. A conversation between Halliday and his old friend Ogden. In it, Halliday laments the restrictions imposed on his game as the company grew. At one point, he muses, "Everyone's so focused on racing forward. Why doesn't anyone think of going backwards sometimes?" Wade realizes that Halliday may have left a clue here. Inspired by Halliday's words, Wade attempts the race one more time, but this time he takes an unconventional approach. Instead of racing forward, he starts by reversing at full speed. The strategy works. Wade discovers a hidden path beneath the track that takes him directly to the finish line, bypassing all obstacles. He becomes the first player to complete the challenge, earning the coveted first key, along with a clue for the next stage. Wade's success doesn't go unnoticed. Artemis, who had been watching the race, sees Wade's unusual tactic and quickly follows suit, securing the first key for herself. Wade also shares the trick with his friend Ike, who then shares it with two other close allies, Sho and Danto. With that, 5 players have now cracked the first clue. Meanwhile, Nolan Sorrento, furious at being beaten by a young player, watches as his company's stock drops 6% in a single day. None of his thousands of employees could solve the puzzle, a bitter defeat for him. In desperation, Sorrento turns his attention to the company's next big product launch, hoping that a new game device can restore IOI's profits and reputation. After the meeting, Nolan enters a game room only to come face to face with a ruthless character named Iraq. Known for doing Nolan's dirty work, Iraq is now tasked by Nolan to eliminate Wade from within the game. Reluctantly agreeing, Iraq demands 3 times his usual fee. But that's no issue for Nolan, who's determined to stop Wade at all costs. Meanwhile, Parzival, still high from his victory in the first challenge, is rewarded with 100,000 game coins. He heads straight to the Oasis shopping mall, spending lavishly on new gear like grenades and a fresh outfit. Now equipped, Wade sets his sights on cracking the second clue. This new hint from Halliday hints that he wanted to escape his past. Intrigued, Wade digs deeper, wondering what from Halliday's past he would have wanted to leave behind. He recalls a past romance Halliday had with a woman named Kira, which ultimately didn't end well. Using this as his lead, Wade returns to the archives to search for any video involving Halliday and Kira. Wade is certain there's only one video where Halliday mentions Kira's name, although the curator doesn't believe him and is willing to bet all his coins. But as it turns out, Wade is right. There's only a single video, a confirmation that he's on the right track. Reluctantly, the curator hands over his entire coin stash, though it amounts to just 1 coin. In the video, Halliday expresses deep regret over something, prompting Wade to question what Halliday might have missed. Thinking the virtual club might hold the next clue, Wade and Artemis decide to investigate. Kira was once an incredible dancer, and Halliday had built this club after a date with her, so they believed they might find answers there. However, things go awry when instead of finding clues, they find themselves in danger. Iraq has intercepted their communication device and can now eavesdrop on Wade and Artemis's every word. In one moment of excitement, Parzival slips up.
My name's Wade.
What?
Revealing his real name and admitting his love for Artemis. But Artemis quickly stops him, warning him of the risks of sharing real identities in the Oasis. Unfortunately, their cover is blown. Within moments, IOI soldiers begin to close in on them. Iraq was initially planning to act alone, but Nolan, growing impatient, has deployed IOI forces to put a definitive end to Wade's progress. Wade barely escapes using a newly purchased device that can rewind time by 60 seconds, allowing him to evade capture. But Iraq doesn't waste any time. He promptly reports Wade's real-world identity to Nolan, putting Wade's life in immediate danger. Nolan is a ruthless man, willing to go to extreme lengths to achieve his goals. He reaches out to Wade, offering him a deal to work together in exchange for clues about the second key. Wade refuses outright. Furious at being spurned, Nolan takes drastic measures, planting a bomb at Wade's home in the Stacks, which tragically kills several people, including Wade's aunt.
Rick, the place is gonna blow!
Rick, is that Wade?
That night, Wade tries to warn his friends about the growing danger, but he's soon captured by someone unexpected. Wade finds himself kidnapped by none other than Artemis, whose real name is Samantha. Fortunately, her intervention is timely, as he's left homeless after the attack on the Stacks. Together, Wade and Samantha work smoothly as a team, collaborating to solve the second clue, a puzzle that had previously stumped them both. The new clue hints at a leap Halliday had never dared to take, which Samantha deduces refers to Halliday's unfulfilled wish to kiss Kira during a movie date. This leads them into a simulation of The Shining, a classic film and one of Halliday's favorite horror masterpieces. In the simulation, Ake, unfamiliar with the movie, gets separated from the group and wanders into a room with a beautiful woman who quickly morphs into a terrifying zombie grandma. Horrified, Ake flees the room, barely escaping a flood of blood pouring out of the walls. During the chaos, Ake stumbles upon a photograph of Halliday and Kira, an important clue. Rejoining the group, Ake shows Wade and Samantha the photo. Studying it closely, they spot a ballroom in the background where Kira is dancing. Artemis manages to reach Kira and retrieves the second key, solving Halliday's regret over not having taken a chance to kiss Kira during their dance.
Kira was a very beautiful.
Go on.
With only one key remaining, the team is now closer than ever to winning Halliday's fortune. Nolan Sorrento, seeing the scoreboard rise in Wade and Samantha's favor, is livid. Knowing they're just one step away from inheriting Halliday's entire legacy, he orders his enforcer Finale to track Wade down in the real world. They discover where Artemis and her rebel group are hiding, and soon their base is exposed. As IOI soldiers storm the hideout, Wade and Samantha manage to escape into the basement, where there's a hidden passage. Samantha, however, decides to stay behind to stall the soldiers, sacrificing herself to ensure Wade's safety. Wade narrowly escapes, finding himself on the street, where he unexpectedly meets his in-game friend Ike, revealed in real life as a woman. Together with Daito and Sho, who turns out to be an 11-year-old kid, the group finally unites. Meanwhile, Samantha is captured and forced into servitude at IOI, where she's held in a cell with others trapped by debts, forced to earn in-game currency for the corporation. The prisoners are all stationed on Planet Doom, where Nolan believes the third key lies. To defend the planet, Nolan orders Iraq to use a rare Level 99 artifact, a powerful crystal orb that renders the entire kingdom invulnerable to magical attacks. Iraq activates the orb, making the fortress impenetrable. In a twist, Wade manages to trap Nolan in a virtual replica of his office, a near-perfect illusion. Nolan believes he's in the real world, but Wade, holding a gun, forces him to reveal Samantha's cell number and the code to free her. Caught off guard, Nolan complies, allowing Wade to successfully release Samantha from captivity. Finding herself inside the heart of the Oasis headquarters, Samantha refuses to leave quietly, knowing that the shield protecting Nolan's stronghold on Planet Doom can only be disabled from within. She takes a bold risk, setting her sights on disrupting IOI's control from the inside. Meanwhile, Nolan realizes that Wade's trap was a virtual illusion, and quickly regains his composure. Furious, he orders his top enforcer, Finale, to track down Ike's yellow van and eliminate Wade and his friends in the real world. As Nolan exits the simulation, Samantha seizes the opportunity to sneak into his office. She starts a broadcast across the Oasis servers, allowing Parzival to deliver an inspiring speech, rallying players against Nolan's tyranny. Thousands who have suffered under IOI's corporate control unite with Wade to wage war against Nolan and his forces on Planet Doom. Samantha's sabotage inflicts major damage within the headquarters, but she doesn't stop there. She steals an IOI PlayStation and sneaks into the stronghold, using a spell to shatter the shield, igniting an all-out war between IOI and the masses of players ready to fight back. During the massive battle, Ike unveils her prized giant robot she's been building for years, dealing a heavy blow to the IOI forces. Meanwhile, Wade and Samantha fight their way toward the castle, knowing the third key lies within a game called Adventure, but their relief is short-lived when Nolan arrives in his secret weapon, an indestructible Mechagodzilla. Nolan, now raging and relentless, unleashes his monster's shield and tail attacks, taking down Ike's robot and sending Wade's car flying. Daito joins the fray, activating his own secret robot from his inventory to confront Nolan's monstrous form, but his power doesn't last long, and he too is forced to retreat after sustaining heavy damage. Unyielding, Ike and Artemis regroup and charge at Nolan. H, battered but resolute, shields Artemis as she plants a bomb in Mechagodzilla's control panel. Finally, the monster falls, and Wade and Sho charge toward the castle, only to face Iraq, who blows up the path ahead, cutting off their advance. But their determination is unshaken. Ike bridges the gap with her own body, allowing Wade and Sho to move forward. As they push through, Iraq fires his deadly sniper, nearly overwhelming Ike. In a desperate move, Sho hurls a shuriken from his inventory, hitting Iraq and causing him to lose precious gold coins, weakening his stance. Inside the castle, a final wave of IOI soldiers awaits. Sensing that Samantha's life is in danger, Wade urges her to leave the IOI headquarters immediately. Wade apologizes and forcibly logs Artemis out of the game, ensuring her safety as he faces the final battle alone. In the battle room, Nolan knows that Artemis is still hiding nearby. He immediately begins searching for her. Nolan is on the verge of reaching him, but fortunately one of the officers there comes to his rescue. Back with Wade, he is caught in an intense firefight with hundreds of IOI soldiers. In a desperate situation, Wade quickly pulls out the Holy Hand Grenade and wipes out all the surrounding IOI soldiers, giving Wade and Sho a brief moment to breathe. Inside the castle, Wade finally encounters an IOI soldier who is playing the game, Adventure. Although the soldier wins the game, the third key does not fall into his hands. Wade completes the final puzzle, explaining that this isn't about winning the game, but rather about seeking a hidden key within it. However, the journey is not smooth as Nolan re-enters the game and captures Show. Nolan demands Wade to stop immediately, threatening to transfer $50 million directly to his account. However, Wade cannot be bribed with any amount, causing Nolan to grow furious. In a fit of rage, he threatens Wade with a powerful weapon known as the catalyst bomb. Nolan falls next to the catalyst bomb, and now he is determined to destroy everything. Everyone is swept clean from the game. The entire scoreboard resets to 0, but moments later the name Parzival reappears in the game. It turns out the coin that the curator once gave him is a rare extra life coin in the game. Now, Wade can continue his gameplay freely. Meanwhile, Samantha encounters H and others who come to pick her up along the way. When Wade resumes his gameplay, the live broadcast reaches viewers across the globe. He quickly discovers the hidden key that unlocks a secret room in the game and completes the hidden mission. A few moments later, Halliday's avatar reappears, handing over the third key to him. Meanwhile, in the real world, Fnail has found Wade's van and slams into it hard. Wade faces even more difficulty completing the game as Finale jumps into the minivan. With their outstanding teamwork, Fnail is finally sidelined. Now Wade opens a secret portal with the 3 keys he has found. He enters a treasure room overflowing with riches where Halliday's avatar presents a contract for Wade to sign. However, Wade senses something strange about it. It reminds him of Halliday's past mistake when he had his friend, Mr. Morrow, sign away his shares in the company. Therefore, he perceives this as a test. Halliday is thrilled to hear Wade's realization and leads him to his childhood room. Halliday had often been afraid of the real world and never felt at home, so he spent his time playing in this small room filled with his toys. However, after some time, he finally understood that the real world is the only true reality. Thus, he hopes that by handing over this golden egg, Wade can manage Oasis better in both the real and virtual worlds. Meanwhile, Nolan manages to catch up with Wade. He aims a pistol at him, but fortunately he is quickly apprehended by the police. As a result, Wade becomes the next heir to the Oasis company. Mr. Ogden soon approaches Wade and hands him a coin, revealing it to be the extra life coin Wade had previously obtained in the game. It turns out that Mr. Ogden has been the curator all along, a close friend of Halliday, and one of the founders of Oasis. With complete control over Oasis, Wade and his friends dismantle IOI's operating system within the virtual world. Wade then forms a new team with Samantha, H, Show, and Dito to manage Oasis. They agree to shut down Oasis every Tuesday and Thursday so players can focus more on their lives in the real world. Wade and Samantha also decide to start their relationship in the real world, and that's where the story ends. Thank you for watching this movie recap. We are working hard to reach 1,000 subscribers soon, and your support would be greatly appreciated. See you in the next video.